This is a weather alert from Storm Team 8.
Hi everyone, I'm News 8 Chief Meteorologist Gil Simmons. Thanks for checking in. We just want to have a little conversation with you about sort of this weather change that we've had happen in this low air quality situation, because once again today we're heading right down the same direction and the weather conditions we had yesterday. We know a lot of you expressed your concern. You could smell the smoke yesterday. You could almost taste the smoke. And that's exactly what we have set up today. This view here from Tuesday morning, you can see the visibility. It's a little bit hazy out there from New Haven. And look at this view here. Let's go full screen with this because I want to show you the full screen in Waterbury where that air quality is pretty low right now. You can see the clock tower standing out against that background. And the issue is this unhealthy air quality. Look at how far down the list we are. Not good, not moderate, not unhealthy for some. This is just straight up unhealthy for everybody, and it's because of the particulate matter that is drifting through our area from thousands of miles away. This is all from those wildfires out there in the Pacific Northwest, the Rocky Mountains, and even through parts of Canada. And this weather pattern continues to bring it right here. Now, early this morning, we did not have an air quality alert, but the update is in. We have an air quality alert along 395, all of 91, and down through southwestern Connecticut. Now, if I set these, I'd also include Litchfield County because you, too, have the same air in your area as the rest of the state has. But our cities like Hartford, you're in this air quality alert. Waterbury, New Haven, Bridgeport, Stamford, even over here in eastern Connecticut, Putnam to New London, and even around the shoreline areas of Old Saybrook and Middletown. Now, this is an interesting map. All you need to know on this scene, and as you can tell, it's the full lower 48. The red areas are the smoke. Now, I want to point out, here's California, here's Idaho. You can see how the orange color, the red colors, all out here up into Canada and coming back down across the Great Lakes and right into Connecticut. This particular map is a forecast for 5 o'clock later on today. The worst possible conditions show up in the orange and red. And we're going to have another surge of this coming right into the state. So we have smoke outside right now. But as the afternoon goes by, the atmosphere is going to be heating up more. It's going to be easier for some of this smoke to spread down to ground level. And if that's not enough, we actually have more smoke coming in our direction. So this is something that is a concern. I want to show you this live look in Hartford as of Tuesday morning. And you can see how that sky is changing up. Earlier it was a deeper blue. Now we're seeing sort of a tint that we have here as we go on through the afternoon. More and more of that smoke's going to be moving in, so the visibility is likely to drop. Now, what does all of this mean to you and I as far as our breathing? We're actually bringing an expert in right now, and I want to thank Dr. Richard Krinsky for being here from Hartford Healthcare, a pulmonologist. And doctor, first of all, thank you for your time. I really appreciate you sharing your time to help our viewers understand how important and how severe this smoke is in our area. How are you?
Sure, thank you. Happy to be with you. Hang in there, and thank you. We've seen in the last couple of weeks that the particulate moving in from the West Coast has been quite severe. The particulates that get generated are small enough that they can make their way into the lower respiratory tract, causing a lot of irritation, a lot of problems with breathing. Even our patients who don't have chronic breathing problems, a lot of people have been experiencing issues with shortness of breath, cough, mucosal irritation of nose, eyes, ears, exposed surfaces. For the patients who have chronic medical problems or chronic breathing issues, it's been more so. We did have a brief respite over the weekend when the air current shifted and pushed the stuff out for a little while, and that was certainly a very nice respite, but unfortunately the prevailing currents have moved it back over the area, so there's a lot of coverage over our area. And as you were saying, in the earlier morning hours when the air quality is a little bit better because of the heat that happens throughout the course of the day, certainly breathing is a little bit better in the morning hours and probably escalates as the day goes on. So we've been recommending our patients who have to go out, try and do so in the morning hours, try and pace themselves appropriately, make sure they stay well hydrated. Where possible, air conditioning is a wonderful thing, not necessary for the cold, but for the conditioning aspects that the air conditioner offers. But we're asking people to think and plan accordingly. If you don't necessarily have to go out in this bad air quality, probably not a bad idea not to. If you absolutely must, I would recommend that you try and do it in the cooler hours of the morning and avoid the hotter part of the day. And hydration, and air conditioning right now is probably the best option we have. You would be able to tell better than I, but I'm hoping that the air quality improves when the prevailing currents shift. But that doesn't look like it's going to be the case for the next number of days.
And doctor, any recommendation, because some people don't have that option of having air conditioning at home and they're getting the air outside of their house into the inside. Is there anything they can do? Do you recommend, dare I bring up the word mask, but is there anything they can do for their personal safety to breathe a little bit easier and safer, even if they're, dealing with asthma, but even if they're not, they may be feeling this?
Well, masks certainly can be helpful. They can filter out some of the larger particles, and they certainly can't hurt in this situation. A lot of people are concerned that when I wear the mask, I don't breathe as well, but that's just not the case. We have numerous studies that show people get enough oxygen, that their carbon dioxide levels are fine. So where you can wear a mask, certainly that can help with fielding some of the bigger particles. Hydration, fans, certainly for better air movement, can be very helpful. Those are probably the best thing we can offer right now.
And doctor, you were saying you were getting calls more and more recently, and you're impressed with how much smoke has been coming our way for how much time recently. What are some of the telltale signs, though, somebody should be getting some medical help? What do you think? Is there a way to get that through to somebody? Maybe they're feeling a certain way. What would you say?
Well, clearly for the patients who have chronic lung disease, if they're experiencing a lot of chest tightness, heaviness, cough, if they have the ability to use their inhaled medications and they're not finding relief, I certainly would think it'd be reasonable to check in with their providing healthcare provider. For people who don't normally have this issue, I would say if you're experiencing cough and shortness of breath and it's getting in the way of your daily activities, probably not a bad idea to at least have a chat with your primary care provider to see if there are options that you can avail yourself of. For those people who smoke, the pulmonologist is telling you, please don't. Reducing any sort of particulate exposure that you could certainly can be helpful.
Well, doctor, I really appreciate your insight on this. Hopefully everything will change up. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a cold front. What do you think?
I could go for that right now.
Hey, I'll air high-five you. Thank you so much for your time today, and I really appreciate your insight. It's very helpful for our viewers as well, so thanks again.
You're more than welcome. You take care now.
All right, doctor, and you can get more there. Check in at Hartford Healthcare. We definitely thank the doctor. All right, I want to talk to you quickly about the forecast for the rest of today because temperatures are going to be going up. And as he mentioned, that is not a good combination with more smoke that's going to be coming in this afternoon. So we're looking at 80. Some spots may touch 90. Of course, the humidity is going to be around as well. And that next surge of smoke is likely to start arriving around 3 o'clock this afternoon, extending into the evening. Overnight tonight, there are going to be some passing thunderstorms in a few places, lows in the 60s. Tomorrow is when things start to change up. Now, there may be some lingering smoke around through the first half of the day, but the wind is going to start coming down from Maine. That should push a lot of this smoke down into the mid-Atlantic away from Connecticut. Of course, we'll update you tonight and tomorrow as the latest information comes in. Some spotty thunderstorms as well on Thursday, and then nice weather Friday and Saturday. Don't forget, check back in on the News 8 app and WTNH.com for more. And I want to remind you to be careful out there through the rest of the day and as long as this smoke sticks around. Thanks for checking in now.